The words that turn ordinary people into world changers. Why this message matters to American youth right now. America's young generation is standing at a crossroads. On one side, there's comfort without fulfillment. 9-to-5 jobs that barely cover rent. Student loan pressure, rising inflation, social comparison on Instagram, and the quiet fear of what if this is all life becomes. On the other side, there's entrepreneurship, uncertain, risky, lonely, but powerful. A path where ideas turn into income, passion becomes purpose, and ordinary people build extraordinary lives. This article is not motivation for one day. This is an inspirational speech in written form meant to ignite ambition, restore belief, and push American youth to act, not just dream. Part 1. The Entrepreneurial Fire. Why some people refuse to live small. Every successful entrepreneur starts with the same uncomfortable realization. I don't want to live the life everyone else accepts. Entrepreneurs are not born fearless. They are born uncomfortable with mediocrity. American youth today are facing rising cost of living, record student debt, job insecurity due to AI and automation, mental burnout from hustle culture, social pressure to figure life out early. Yet, this same pressure is creating a generation of builders, creators, and problem solvers. Entrepreneurship isn't about money first. It's about freedom, impact, and self-respect. Part 2. Inspirational speeches aren't just words, they rewire belief. A powerful inspirational speech does one thing extremely well. It replaces fear with clarity. Think of legendary entrepreneurial speeches. Steve Jobs, stay hungry, stay foolish. Elon Musk speaking about Mars when others mocked him. Oprah Winfrey discussing failure as feedback. Gary Vee telling young Americans it's okay to start late. These speeches work because they validate struggle instead of hiding it. They say, yes, it's hard, but you're not broken for wanting more. Part 3. The American Entrepreneur's Struggle, the truth nobody shows. Let's be honest, entrepreneurship is romanticized, but real entrepreneurs face months with zero income, friends who don't understand, family questioning your choices, fear of failure at 3 a.m., comparison with people doing better. Inspirational speeches that truly work don't promise easy success. They promise meaningful struggle. And here's the truth American youth need to hear. Struggle is not a sign you're failing. Struggle is proof you're building something real. Part 4. Failure, the classroom of entrepreneurs. Every great entrepreneur failed before they succeeded. Businesses that never launched, ideas that flopped, investments that collapsed, confidence that shattered. But failure teaches lessons success never can. Discipline, emotional resilience, decision-making, self-awareness. Inspirational speeches for entrepreneurs often repeat this message. Failure doesn't end your story. Quitting does. American culture often labels failure as weakness. Entrepreneurship redefines it as training. Part 5. Mindset, the greatest asset you own. No business strategy works without the right mindset. Entrepreneurial mindset means long-term thinking in a short-term world. Discipline when motivation fades. Consistency when results lag. Learning faster than competitors. Inspirational speeches remind young entrepreneurs. You don't need confidence to start. You need courage to begin. Confidence comes later. Your mindset determines how you react to loss, how fast you recover, whether you persist or retreat. Part 6. Why American youth are perfectly positioned to win. Despite the challenges, American youth have advantages no generation before had. Access to global markets, free education online, social media as a business tool, remote work and digital products, AI tools to increase productivity. Entrepreneurship in 2025 doesn't require massive capital. It requires creativity, consistency, and courage. Inspirational speeches today focus less on working harder and more on working smarter, leveraging technology, building personal brands, solving real problems. Part 7. Fear of judgment, the silent dream killer. One of the biggest barriers for young entrepreneurs is not money. It's fear of being judged. What will people think? What if I fail publicly? What if I embarrass myself? Inspirational speeches challenge this fear directly. People will judge you for trying, and judge you harder for staying small. Your life is too valuable to be shaped by opinions of people who aren't living your dream. Part 8. Purpose over paychecks. Entrepreneurs who last don't chase money alone. They chase impact, freedom, meaning, contribution. Inspirational speeches often say, money is a reward, not the mission. Purpose is what keeps you going when money disappears. When your work aligns with purpose, burnout decreases, discipline increases, fulfillment grows. Part 9. Discipline, the real motivation. Let's be honest with ourselves. Motivation is loud at the beginning and silent when it matters most. Motivation shows up when you watch a powerful video, you hear a great speech, you imagine a better future. But motivation disappears when you're tired after work. Nobody is watching. Results aren't coming. Doubt starts whispering. That's why discipline, not motivation, builds entrepreneurs. Discipline is quiet. Discipline doesn't need hype. Discipline shows up even when you don't feel like it, showing up when tired. Every entrepreneur faces days when energy is gone. You're mentally drained, physically exhausted, emotionally heavy. Discipline says, do it anyway, just a little. Not 10 hours, not perfection, just progress. The businesses that survive are built on ordinary days, not inspired ones. Working when unnoticed. No applause, no likes, no recognition. Early entrepreneurship feels invisible. You're working while others are relaxing, learning while others are scrolling, building while others are doubting. Discipline understands this truth. If you only work when you're seen, you'll never build something worth seeing. Every great entrepreneur once worked in silence, learning when confused. Entrepreneurship is uncomfortable because it forces you into the unknown. You won't always feel smart. You won't always feel confident. Sometimes, you'll feel completely lost. Discipline doesn't quit during confusion. It leans into learning, reading, testing, failing, adjusting. Confusion isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign you're growing beyond your old limits. Continuing when results are slow. This is where most people quit. Not because they're incapable, but because they expect speed instead of process. Discipline understands delayed rewards. Most success stories are years of silence, followed by one moment of visibility. Those who win aren't more talented, they're more consistent. The core truth. Inspirational speeches often remind us. You don't rise to motivation, you fall to your level of discipline. When motivation disappears, discipline decides who continues, and discipline turns ordinary people into extraordinary entrepreneurs. Part 10. The entrepreneur's message to their younger self. If successful entrepreneurs could sit down with American youth today, they wouldn't talk about luxury cars or overnight success. They would talk about regret, patience, and belief. Here's what they'd say. Start before you feel ready. You will never feel fully prepared. There will always be one more course to take, one more skill to learn, one more reason to wait. But readiness is a myth. Action creates clarity, not waiting. Every successful entrepreneur started scared, uncertain, and imperfect. Learn faster than you consume. Stop collecting information. Start applying it. Watching videos doesn't build businesses. Taking action does. Learn just enough to move forward, then move. Progress beats perfection every time. Build skills before status. Forget looking successful. Focus on becoming valuable. Skills pay bills. Status fades. Learn communication, sales, problem solving, adaptability, emotional intelligence. Entrepreneurs who chase skills never go broke. Be patient with progress. Success is not linear. There will be good months, bad months, flat months. Patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means trusting the process while working daily. Slow growth is still growth. Protect your mental health. Burnout is not a badge of honor. American youth are under pressure like never before. Constant comparison, constant noise, constant expectations. Great entrepreneurs understand. Rest is productive. Balance is strength. Mental clarity is power. You don't win by destroying yourself. Believe longer than others doubt. This may be the most important lesson of all. People will doubt you, sometimes loudly, sometimes silently, but every entrepreneur reaches a moment where belief is all they have. When no one sees the vision, you must hold it alone. Those who believe just a little longer are the ones who make it. Closing message. Entrepreneurship isn't about being fearless. It's about being disciplined, patient, and mentally strong. If you master discipline and listen to these lessons early, you don't just build businesses, you build a life you're proud of. And one day, you'll be the voice telling the next generation, I'm glad I didn't quit. To every young American reading this, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are living in a time where ideas matter more than titles, where courage beats credentials, and where one decision can change everything. Entrepreneurship is not easy, but neither is regret. Years from now, you won't regret trying. You'll regret never starting. The world doesn't need more spectators. It needs builders. And maybe, just maybe, That builder is you.